Are you tired of getting those photos of giant bass from your buddies? Well, with these lures, you'll be the one sending those pics. Now, let's be real. September can be brutal for bass fishing. And why? The water temps drop fast. It's a transition month. The bass are sliding shallow and they're highly pressured. And bait fish, freaking everywhere. So let's talk lures. Number one, this is gonna be the weedless underspin. One of my go-tos is this guy right here, the Owner Flashy Swimmer. Now, let me make this real easy for you. You can pair it with this guy right here, which is a Rage Swimmer, the 3.75 from Strike King. This is going to be the KVD Magic Color. It's got a screw lock. Make sure that's centered up. Twist that in there, and there it is, folks. That thing is money. Now, you can put your favorite paddle tail on the back, but this one is mine. So this is how you fish it. You swim it above the bass. Electronics are key. Look for those suspended fish, and this bait shines in clear water because underspins are primarily a sight-oriented presentation. Now, something I like doing with the underspin is creating your own deflection, right? So I pop the rod, I reel, pause, I kill it, I let it fall, pop, pause. And what you're trying to do is make that willow leaf blade, this right here, erratically shine, right? That shine you get from a straight retrieve is okay, and you get some solid bites out of that, but that erratic action, those flashes, they scream easy meal to a bass. Now, the gear setup, I'm gonna have a 7-foot to 7.2 medium heavy casting rod. The reel I'm gonna have on this is gonna be a 6 or 7-to-1, and the line I'm gonna be using is a 10 to 14 pound fluorocarbon. The retrieve, if bass are busting shad, burn it fast. If not, slow it down and keep it steady. Now, the hook set. You don't swing for the fences with an underspin. Less is more. You wait for that rod to load up, then lean into it and set the hook past the barb. All right, the next bait I have for you is this guy right here, the Yamatanuki. I tell you what, I know it looks ridiculous. It looks like an upside down bowling pin, and that's why most anglers won't fish it, which is fine by me because the less pressured fish see it, the more bass will smash it for me. The Yamatanuki comes in a 2.5 inch, 3.5 inch, and a 4.25 inch, which is this guy right here. I rigged a 3.5 on a 5/0 Gamakatsu EWG. You can also use a 4/0. For the 4.25, you can use a 5/0 EWG, and for the 2.5, you can use a 1/0 offset EWG. Works just fine. The rod I use for this thing is a 7.4 medium power fast action rod. The reel I'm gonna use is gonna be like a 7.5-to-1, and the line's gonna be between 17 pound to 20 pound Seaguar and Vizx straight fluorocarbon. Or you can use a braided main line to a fluorocarbon leader if you like. Now, 5 ways I love to fish this crazy thing. Skip it under the docks, trees, holes, and vegetation. 2, steep structure. Flutter it down ledges where bass hold tight. 3, pull it from the shore like a frog. Snap the rod, kill it, let it fall. Number 4, on top of the lilies. Burn it across the pads, let it drop in the holes, and hang on. And number 5, heavy cover. Blowdowns, gnarly brush, slower fall than a jig equals big bites. I've landed 4s, 5s, even a 7-pounder in Ohio on the Yamatanuki. Smallies crush it too. If you're after smallies, I utilize the 2.5 inch Yamatanukis for smallies. I love the green pumpkin black fleck color. I got some rigging tips for you. So a lot of people don't love the Yamatanuki because they have a tendency to not last very long. It falls apart. And sometimes you only get one fish out of them. Now, a few tips to get more fish. Number 1, you can use a spin lock. This will help you get more life out of it. 2, you see it right here. You could put a wacky worm ring around the end of the Yamatanuki and then put the hook on. This will make it last 4 to 5 times longer. And I always like to use super glue when attaching the Yamatanuki into an offset bend or before I put it on the spin lock. All right, the next lure we have is gonna be this guy right here. It's gonna be the swim jig, right? The swim jig is built to move clean through the water column. Lighter weed guard, bullet head, thinner wire, perfect for hook penetration for bites on the move. Now, you can throw your favorite paddle tail on it. My favorite, of course, is that Strike King Rage Swimmer, 3.75 inch. I've also been goofing around with this guy right here, which is the X-Zone Swammer. And because of this design, it's gonna give it a little bit more rocking action through the water. The rod I'm gonna be using, this is gonna be a 7.2 to 7.6 medium heavy or heavy power. The reel is gonna be a 7:1-to-1 gear ratio, and the line is gonna be around 20 pound Seaguar and Vizx. I fish these around docks, around the weed lines, ambush points, and pad edges. This bait flat out catches 4 to 6 pound bass consistently. For those of you with electronics, I like to also target underwater structure or cover. I simply throw this out, let it hit the bottom, and then pop, 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 all the way back, in my case, my kayak. The swim jig, I really exclusively use the all-terrain tackle swim jig. And now I use some others, like if they come in a box or if I receive them somehow, however, if I'm buying them, the all-terrain tackle swim jigs get my money. All right, the final lure for you to slam in September is gonna be this guy right here. Probably a lure doesn't get fished that often. Weight on the bottom, a little goby right here. It's gonna be the drop shot, right? The drop shot is the finesse king. All right, so to hook this up, you're gonna use a size 1 hook. The line weight's gonna be 6 to 8 pound test. I like 6 pound test. And here's the key. You wanna make sure that when this is in the water, this is really key, that hook is facing up. And I'm not gonna get into how to tie that knot. I'll do that in another video, but I will tell you it's not the Palomar knot. So if you tie this right, your hookup ratio skyrockets. The lures, I like using robo worms, KVD finesse worms, gobies, like this is a Z-Man goby. I love this. This was slaying them on Lake Erie recently. And you fish it on a spinning setup, or you can use your BFS bait finesse system if you have one. The drop shot works year round, spring, summer, fall, and yes, even winter. I fish it on ledges, drop-offs, deep weed lines, stumps, rock piles, you name it. How do you fish it? Don't overwork this lure. It's not a techno dance, just subtle movements, semi-slack line, slow fishing, lift, fall, pause. You kind of slow dance it, light shakes on the slack line, and you kind of drag it until you hit cover and then dance it some more. And when you get bit, no need to rip lips. Just lift and that exposed hook will pin them in the roof of the mouth if you have your hook tied correctly. So choose your own adventure, my friends. Whether it's underspins, Yamatanuki swim jigs, or the drop shot, these baits will put big bass in your boat in September. And if you want a more in-depth look at the Yamatanuki, you can check that out right there. And if you want the swim jig right there, thanks for watching, guys. See ya.